Okay, today we are multiplying and dividing by multiples of 10. This is pretty simple. It is a mental math strategy. So you look at your fact families, which means basically your multiplication facts, and you do that part first. So you would say 5 times 8 is 40. And then when you're multiplying, since this is in the tens, since this number is in the tens place and this number is in the tens place, then this 0, let's do it this way, this 0 and this 0 will move over here because they're almost like placeholders. This pushes it one more over, this pushes it one more over. So your answer for that problem is 4,000. That's simple. Let's look at this one. Again, you're looking at the 6 and the 4. 6 times 4 is 24. And when you're multiplying, you want your numbers to get bigger. So you have 1 0, 2 0, 3 zeros, 1 0, 2 0, 3 zeros. And that's your answer. Now, on this one, it's a little different. We're going to look at the 4, we're going to look at the 37, and we're going to look at the 24. Now, you really don't want to have to do 4 times 37, and when you do 4 times 37, you definitely don't want to have to do times 24 or 25. So if you look at these, we know that 4 and 25 together give us 100, and then 100 times 37 would be 3,700, and then you have one extra 0, so 3,000 or 37,000. So that would be your answer on this one. Now, this one's just a little different because we're actually trying to figure out what the n equals. We don't know what the n equals, so we kind of have to work our problem. So you do what's always in parentheses first. 40 plus 10 is 50. Let's bring everything else down so we know what we're doing. Okay, then you do the multiplying. 30 times 50, well 3 times 5 is 15. This 0, this 0. So 1,500 plus n is going to have to equal 1,500 too. So what does n have to be to make that the same? Well, n would have to equal 2. So that's how you would do a problem like that. Now, let's look at the subtraction side. Okay, we've got 480 divided by 60. Okay, well, whenever you're doing this, you can kind of think of it as working backwards. If we're dividing going this way, we know we're going to multiply going this way. So whenever we did this in class, remember, I kind of said, well, what would the answer to this be? And I had a lot of people come up with just 8. And then we talked about, well, how do you know it's 8? Well, they know it's 8 because 8 times 6 is 48. And then since this only has one 0 in it, then this has to be the 0 that gave you that 0, right? So when we're dividing, we're working the other direction. 48 divided by 6 is 8. And then these two zeros would cancel out because since this one's here and this one's here, you know this one cannot have one. Okay, so let's try that again on this one. 56 divided by 8 would be 7. This 0 would cancel out this 0, which means that we would have one 0 left to put down here. So it would be 70. Then go back and check it. 7 times 8 is 56. 1, 2 zeros, 1, 2 zeros. Okay, let's look at this one. First thing that pops out is the 4 and the 8. But can 4 divide 8? No. But 40 can be divided by 8. 40 divided by 8 is 5. This 0 cancels a 0. This 0 cancels a 0. So we only have one 0 left that hasn't been used. We can't bring this 0 down because remember, we used it whenever we did 40. So this would be your answer. Again, go back and check it. 5 times 8 is 40. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one last